G'day, guys. We are back with our Big V podcast round two. We're talking Youth League, more specifically Youth League 1 Women. And we're talking about some teams who have had some really good starts of the seasons, haven't dropped a game yet, versus some teams that are yet to get on the board. And we'll talk about our winners firstly, because we got quite a few. We got 4 teams. We got Eltham that are 3-0, Bulleen 3-0, Camberwell 2-0, and Wyndham 2-0. Now we got a lot of interesting players here because we got firstly Eltham, who have an NBL1 team. They are 3-0, but there's possibly some players who are going to move up into that team, which is going to create sort of different chemistry, a different look for this Wildcats unit.
Yeah, I'd fully anticipate the likes of Weddell, Burrows, and Lillian Moore to all be in the mix for that NBL1 squad.
Yeah.
They've all got the talent. They can play at that level. It's just how much exposure and what balance Eltham's women's program are hoping to have.
Yeah, absolutely. They're all averaging, around the same sort of minutes, hovering around that 25. They're all averaging around the same amount of points, so it will be interesting. It'll be probably a little bit more, position dependent.
Yeah.
Size obviously matters in NBL 1. So
Yeah.
those sort of things, speed, being able to guard bigger bodies, everything like that. So it'll be interesting to see which one goes up.
And it's going to test their Youth League women's depth, which is only a good thing.
Exactly. Absolutely.
Who's going to step up and fill that role?
Absolutely. We got Bulleen as well, who've been on the money recently. Talia Leeson has just been a weapon.
She's gone off chop. She's averaging close to 22 points a game in just over 26 minutes a game.
Yeah.
She just plays so hard. I've seen her. Been fortunate enough to be able to see her live, and she gets after every loose ball. She goes hard at the rack. She can do it all.
Yeah, she's crazy. She also will probably play in that Champ women's team, which will then sort of question what's going to happen with this Youth League 1 women's team, because we go from 21 points down to 8 as an average. So
well, yeah, when she gets her opportunity with that senior women's team, it'll be interesting who's going to be the next one to step up, because there has been a little bit of turnover since last year's roster, but I expect Lindemans and Mackenzie to be there, ready to pick up the slack.
Yeah, absolutely. Now Wyndham, we got there 2-0, a pretty similar unit. They lost Lucy Oakford; she's moved on to a different team, but they'll be hanging around. They're very similar. They'll probably play the same style of basketball. They'll get up and down. They'll crush the glass. They're looking good.
Yeah, they were really exciting to watch last year, and I fully expected after they just lost in the grand final to Frankston. I fully expected them to have another good year, led by Eliza Moody, who started the season really strong.
So. Absolutely. And then you got Grace Fuse, who's averaging, just under or just over 6 offensive rebounds per game.
Yeah, handy pickup coming across from Geelong United, and Wyndham will be really pleased to pick her up.
Absolutely. Camberwell as well. They're there 2-0. They got some impact in the paint.
Yeah, they got a lot of height at their disposal. So picking up Riley Killian this season, who I believe she's come across from Knox, has been really helpful to sort of add to Lucy Mann, and then the rebounding league leader from last year, Rachel Smith. So that's where they do a lot of their damage inside. They just win so much possession.
They really do. And we're looking at the statistics page here, and no one's putting up outrageous numbers, but it's pretty consistent for that first 5-6 players.
Yeah. When you look at their first 2 games, I think the contributors that are standing jumping off the page are different both weeks. So
absolutely
exciting for Campbell down there.
Yeah. Now we'll quickly touch on these teams who have had an unfortunate start to years. Pakenham 0-2, Warrandyte 0-3, and Sunbury 0-3, who have moved down from VYC.
Yeah, I think Sunbury would have been hoping that they, after a pretty rough year last season, I think they would be hoping to get a little bit of a better start. But they'll just be finding their feet. I mean, Olivia Ogston's obviously a strong player at this level. I think once they get a few games under the belt, they'll be fine. They've had a pretty tough run to start as well.
They have had a tough run. They had Coburg, which they only dropped by 10 points in the weekend just happened, and Craig Byrne, who only just got him as well.
Yeah, so they'll bounce back for sure. As will, I'm sure, Pakenham. They'll get things rolling. They've got a new coach down there. We'll get things going, and then Warrandyte, who probably in a bit of a rebuilding phase. They would acknowledge. So fingers crossed they can turn things around.
Yeah, absolutely. That'll be all for us today, guys. Youth League One women. Keep it locked. We'll be talking Youth League in 2 weeks' time.